My name is Carlos Jose Rodriguez. My role is a youth employee. This site is where I mainly work at, and that site is called Madison School Farm.
My name is Jacobo. My role at Rooted is a youth employee, and the location I work at is the Madison School Farm.
My name is Brian Emerson. I'm the Director of Urban Ag Education on the north side of Madison for Rooted. We have a project going on both at the Madison School Farm and another one of our sites called the Grow Academy, where we're saving seeds. We're working with a regional local seed supplier, a seed company called Driftless Seed Supply, to evaluate their seeds, but also produce some seeds and get kids involved in the process of saving seeds.
After a few weeks planting the mustard green seeds, we started seeing some plants come out, which is pretty good.
Usually takes about 60 days for it to start blooming with flowers all together. Then you gotta harvest the plant and you gotta let it dry for about 3 weeks. That's when you start the threshing phase. Really just try to leave the seeds by itself. And then the winnowing part comes in. Once you get all the icky stuff out, that's when you harvest the seeds.
We'll see which seeds grow the best in that area, which could potentially help the food scarcity over there and, bring more food into the table for people that don't have it.
All right, now can you hear us?
Okay, let's try that again.
Hey Dylan, what's going on?
Nice to see you guys. You guys saved that Mizuna seed. We worked with another grower who saved it for us before that. And when you're saving seeds, I like to think about it as kind of a time traveling activity where you're connecting back with and honoring the work that's been done in the past. That it's like each of the generations of that seed, your fingerprint's still there. It's still got the little story of being grown at Rooted.
The pepper seed saving project, that is a Doe Hill pepper that Brian has actually been seed saving for around 7 years. And the point of that project is so then there's a good pepper to have around in this southern Wisconsin area that's adapted to Wisconsin's weather and all its business.
Every year I see what plant has the most on it, which one has the first ripe ones on it, and I save seeds. And the idea is over time, we're gonna have something that produces a lot, that ripens early, and tastes great.
I think it's important to participate in seed saving because in the future, when you do seed saving, you're gonna have a good plant that's good in your location, in your environment, and in your preferences.
My name is Dajane. I work at the Badger Rock Southside site, and I'm a youth employee.
My name is Diego. I'm a youth employee here at Rooted, and I mainly work at the Badger Rock Southside location.
My name is Sarah Carlson, and I'm the Director of Urban Agriculture Education for our Madison Southside programs. So my work is mostly at our Southside Badger Rock location. This whole food forest project was designed from the ground by the youth.
The south side of Madison is a neighborhood that's currently going through food apartheid. There are not many local resources for food, and it gets difficult to get food without using a car or taking a bus for like half an hour. It's really important that we come together at Rooted to help each other.
Those spaces of community connection where we're building community, building connections, building joy, that is actually a huge part of addressing, in my mind, so many of the issues in our world, including climate change.
Community is important to me because it allows me to constantly be surrounded by different people and allows me to be open to new perspectives.
The Youth Climate Action Grant is organized by the City of Madison to help fund youth-led projects or organizations to help combat climate change. We as Rooted applied to the grant to build a food forest at Troy Farms, where Rooted partners with a lot of local businesses.
A food forest is a way to plant that really mimics nature. So when we plant in a way that mimics the natural world, we are naturally planting in a way that's more in harmony with the ecology of the spaces that we're planting.
Because it's a food forest, we're prioritizing plants that provide fruit or nuts or any sort of thing that we humans can eat.
Each plant has its own use in the ecosystem, and it really is a perennial planting that mimics a natural forest, but with plants that we've chosen that are adapted well for this climate.
These plants are all perennial, so that means that when the winter comes, their leaves are going to fall, but the plant is going to stay alive. These will all live for many years and will continue to provide for this community for many years. Currently at the food forest, we have 8 trees planted and tons of different shrubs and herbs. And all of these would contribute to carbon sequestration by adding more opportunity for carbon to be held within the plants, where if it was all weeds again, it wouldn't be able to hold as much. By holding the carbon, they're able to grow even more. So having more trees and more plants here is just really helping the environment as a whole.
My name is Paul Hubert. I'm the farm director at Troy Farm in Rooted.
Hi, my name is Kim Fruin. My business is Farm Her Greens.
At this point, we've got 3 vegetable farms, 2 flower farms, and 1 composting operation. I think a cool thing about what we have going on here at the Troy Farm Collaborative is we kind of pool our resources. We try, we can always do better at this, but we try to help each other out. We try to, share ideas.
The Troy Farm Collaborative, immediately kind of opened their arms to our community composting project, and we have really found a great spot here to bring the scraps and process it, and then have really accessible land for people to utilize it and grow food from it right off the bat.
It's really empowering and refreshing to see that it's not just a one-person operation or just a small group of people. It is the community.
And you're also building family, an extended family. We suffer with depression, loneliness. Our food is our medicine.
We're really trying to build in resiliency in our growing systems. We're not polluting the water. We're not spraying chemicals in the air. So we're trying to not only provide healthy food that people, supports their individual health. We're not contaminating the environment in which they live directly here in the urban setting.
The reason why I grow is for 2 reasons. For representation, because I didn't see a lot of things that represented my culture at the table of the landscape of agriculture that was local to me. And the other reason is because for people who don't have access, I work with anybody, but I definitely work with the underserved.
Land is very expensive. We actually lease ourselves from Madison Area Community Land Trust that we then sublease out to the farmers here and try to make this kind of space as, useful and as accessible as possible. Having different kind of tools and machinery and infrastructure available for use for farmers here. If urban farms exist close to where people live, they can be a part of that. They can work on the farm. They can volunteer on the farm. They can really get their hands on the dirt. They can see the food growing. What does that look like to grow? What does that look like to harvest? And have that direct connection.
When students come, they may come because they have to at first, and then I see them come back because they want to. To me, that speaks of volumes of Troy Farm. I see where it's also restorative as well. Not just restorative as far as regenerative, because we do regenerative practices, however, also restorative and regenerating people.
Rooted in general, but also certainly Troy Farm, we really try to be centered in the community here. Having our work be responsive to community desires and needs is what we're aiming for. So we're kind of always trying to be evolving in that way.
I think every youth should be in some type of farm, even if it's like 1 day a week or 1 day a month. They should just be in it because it gives you good knowledge about plants, about how food works, about food security, about all type of things in a garden. And if something happens, like some type of emergency, you'll know how a garden works and how you can go around the garden and work with it.
Learning about plants, getting fresh food every day, and just enjoying the process. You guys should do it. You'll save your parents some money. So
For the youth-wise, this is just good to keep us out of trouble, help us learn new traits. Just something, it's just something positive to do.
To be involved in this process of seed saving and be able to say, with Rooted, we helped develop this pepper over time. I'm hoping that, maybe they come back in a few years and they see it and they're like, yeah, I was proud of that. I was part of that. I was part of that process.
Spaces for youth leadership and youth ownership of projects are crucial when you're working with youth. Those are the spaces and places where they are learning the most because they are following their own hearts in what they want to dig deeper into.
I hope to set the example that it's okay to try new things and go out of your comfort zone. I feel like through being here, this was not my typical setting, and I was really able to open myself up to new experiences, which led me to finding things that I did enjoy.
So if you're interested in being involved like we are at Rooted, I'd say just explore, look around your community, see what's going on in your area. A lot of nonprofits need help right now. A lot of volunteers are needed all over the place. And so there's always somewhere that needs your help.